Well, hello, 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 hello. Oh boy, am I excited. This is Tuesday night, so it's Biz to Biz with Joy, grow your business in style. Well, if you're out there, you probably want to know a little bit more about marketing, branding, networking, getting to know and associate and make better connections. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight with our featured guest, Elle Ballard. She has so much to share with us, and it's all good. I am Joy Ruffin, your style and leadership coach. And tonight, we are going to be talking about everything, most everything. We could never cover everything in 30 minutes, but we're going to be talking about what it really means to have a networking group that's geared for women of the world. It's like international, global, and that's how we think. And we start in our communities and we expand. So our guest tonight, Elle Ballard, I'm going to bring her up and we're going to talk a lot about all of the excitement that she's about and she's doing. Elle, it's so good to have you here. Welcome.
Hi, Joy. It's great to be here. I always love your energy, and I'm just absolutely excited to be here with you.
My energy is authentic, and that's one of your favorite words, my dear. So listen, you have a group that I absolutely love. I was introduced to you via another dear friend of mine, Women of the World Network. The title is enticing and appealing. Tell us, you are the founder, the creator, and your background is ever ending. We're going to start with how you started this group. Tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Joy, thank you so much for having me here today. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. My background is actually marketing. I used to be in a corporate world in marketing, doing marketing, communication, and international market expansion for a couple of different software products. And as much as I enjoyed my career and everything that I have accomplished after finishing an MBA school as well, and in business, having a background in business, I wanted to create something that spoke to my heart, and that's why I decided to unite, to create this community, to unite women from all over the world, to connect women from all over the world, creating this global platform for all women to connect.
I love that, Elle. You know why? Because my mind, I'm all about family, relationships, and community, because any and everything that you do stems from that. But when I discovered and found, and I'm getting to know you, you are taking us international, global, one and the same. And that's where we all want to go. We're in our communities, which are beautiful, fine, but yet we want to expand. So expanding international is where we're at. And your background, tell us a little bit about that. I looked it up because I have to tell you, I wasn't familiar with the country that you're from, but I read this and this is what it said: a transcontinental country mainly located in Central Asia. And then there's a river, URAL, river, on the eastern part of Europe. So, and this is in Russia.
Wow.
So how did you, and you came here in 2002. Yes.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. You read about it. You looked it up, Joy.
That's amazing. I never heard of it. And I've been to Russia. Is one of my favorite countries. I know you're, well, listen, hubby and I visited there 3 or 4 times and found it to be really fascinating. And so when I saw the city that you're from, I said, I've never heard of this, so let's find out more. So I did my own research. But you came here and you are a marketing maven, you are a marketing genius, and you decided after a few years that you were going to do your own thing. Is that when you initially came right away to start this Women of the World network, or was that over time?
Yes, thank you for that question. Great question. So when I came here, yes, I'm originally from Kazakhstan. It used to be part of USSR. So I was born in USSR, and my native language is Russian, but I was born and grew up in Kazakhstan, which is now a separate country, of course. But it is in Central Asia. You are absolutely right. And it is on Ural River. I'm actually impressed that, the first person I'm talking to actually looked it up and, found out all the geographic. It's actually one of the, I want to say, I would forget, but one of the biggest countries by land, because there's a lot of land. But the city, one peculiar thing about the city I'm from is actually the city itself, the bridge in the city divides Europe with Asia, which is another interesting thing, even though majority of Kazakhstan territory is Central Asia, but the city I'm from is that division. That's where that's another interesting fact about it. But that's where I grew up, and then I came to this country, and I had a small business back in my country, connected to real estate. And then when I came here, I always knew that I want to do something. I want to have a business of my own, or I want to launch something on my own, but I didn't know what it's going to look like, what it will be. I didn't have a confidence. I didn't have the financial means, right? Being in a new country, having to start everything from point zero, there are so many things to think about, right? There are so many opportunities that are offered, of course, here. And just going through all of that, I decided to go do my MBA first and do the corporate world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great beginning, because you got your wings, so to speak. You got a taste of what you did want and what you did not want. But what led you, Elle? What made you decide? I know you were marketing. That's what you took in school. That's your degree. But what decided you to put this group together, which is a great group? I'm so happy that our friend introduced me to you, Women of the World. I just like the whole title, because I do think international. I do think global. And yet I love this country, not going to go anyplace else, but I love being everywhere. So what brought you to Women of the World Network? And tell us a little bit about it, because I want people to get excited about this group and connect with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joy. And I'm excited as well to meet you. And I'm so thankful as well that the person, I believe Karine, introduced us. But
yes.
Yes. Yeah. So because I have gone through the experience that I have gone, moving to a different country, and not only moving to a different country, but also starting completely new experience, right? So it's kind of going back to whatever I have achieved in my country, I had to completely let go and build myself from the very beginning. Again, a new country where nobody knows about you, you don't know about the country. And so going through that experience, I wanted to create something that help ladies maybe going through similar experiences, right? Maybe going through transitions in life to create this community and create this concept of really a new worldly woman leader, in the big sense that everything that we are doing.
I love this. And one of the words that you gave to me, and it's a word that's buzzing around now, and you had it way before it became popular like it is now, is you want women, as I do, to stand in their greatness and to be authentic, to be who they are at their core. And if ever there was a time, it's now, Elle. So your timing for what you did and what you're doing with this group, and taking it into the local cities and then out into the international arenas, I think you're to be celebrated for that, because we need more groups like this. So good for you. What is it that you want mainly when women come? What is it that you're offering them? I know the word authentic comes up every time we speak to anything, but what is it that you're offering them in this group that they will walk away with and feel that they've been impacted in the most positive way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Authentic is one of my favorite words.
Yes. Mine too.
Yeah. And, I think, us growing up as women, right, we sometimes create something that, or we have this imposter syndrome sometimes, right, in us, where we want to do something and we know that that's our calling, that's inside of us, but something always stopping us. And that's why I'm so big about being authentic, being true self, because I know when I started stepping in my own zone and being just me, with my own accent, with the way myself, I've just been so much, just happier and just fulfilled, right? And so that's one of the things that we are doing here in the community, encouraging women just to be themselves, walking in their own shoes, and without being, not being afraid to do that, but also through this connection, we're creating a win-win opportunities, partnerships, Like we have academy where we help women who are members train in the academy, where they can expose their skills and share their expertise with the members, in the community. And also we're working on another program that we're launching here shortly, where we'll give opportunity for all the coaches as well. So it's really giving everyone opportunity to partner within a community, creating that win-win situation, not only networking, but really benefiting and creating successful partnerships.
I love this. You have several keywords there that are very paramount to us as women today, Elle, and that authentic and that other word that you use, uniqueness. And one of the reasons my background is fashion, I understand that you have a love for it too, is that it's not about fashion. It's about developing that core part of you so that you show up and spotlight and showcase you in the best way all the time. Because we as women, we didn't get that. This is a male-dominated society, and many women are still tap dancing in that way, and it's no longer needed or required. We have to come into the true heart-centered core leadership that we're all about and stand in our greatness and our zone of genius, is what you're saying. So what you're doing is very, very timely, and it all relates back, words are words, but it ties in to leadership. And that's what you're about in your style, your fashion. Style encompasses everything, and so am I. So I really am grateful. Now, I also see here that you are a John Maxwell trainer and coach. Tell us a little bit about that experience. Yes.
I am, yes. Yeah. There was a point where I started looking for, how to exit and really apply myself, right? And I came across John Maxwell whole network, and it's an amazing network. I've met so many amazing, beautiful people from all over the world in John Maxwell network, and I have learned and I keep learning everything, John Maxwell philosophy that he offers and his colleagues are offering and teaching, right? It's been an amazing, beautiful journey. I know I grew so much through it and still growing. And some of the masterminds that we offer in the community, I do, on John Maxwell philosophy as well.
Yes, I think that everyone knows this name, John Maxwell, and you took the leadership and speaker training program format, whatever. And yet what you're doing with what you've gotten from him is to take that and take it out to the people, to the women that you'll be working with. Elle, what would be, this might be unfair, but it's not. What would be with the women that you meet and that you connect with, what would be the 1, 2, 3 areas of growth that you find most of them want to explore and expand into? What do you find that they want more of so that they can rise into their greatness and uniqueness? What would that be?
That's a great question. I think a lot of women looking for that fulfillment, right? And whether it's a fulfillment in what she's doing through daily passion of her own, whether it's a fulfillment she's looking through building a business, whether it's a fulfillment she's looking to obtain through the professional career in the corporate world, whatever it is, I think that is one of the things. And also, especially after COVID, I believe there was a lot of clarity that came through this exercise, and I believe a lot of women and men went to this inner journey, right, using the opportunities and really went inside, and me including, by the way. Looking for that something, is this is what I want to continue doing. Right. And so in so many ways, last year been such a good year from that perspective for a lot of us, I know. And now coming back to this new world, right, where the virtual presence will still stay maybe prevalent or definitely bigger than it used to be before COVID. And a lot of people are still, trying to adjust. So I'm finding maybe the mindset around that is also what a lot of women and men overall are, looking for, that mindset.
Yes.
Coaching.
Elle, you nailed it, because I've been saying this all alone and it fits. We have all been asked, especially those who are in leadership, to probe and to go deeper. And the word that they've been using a lot, Elle, has to do with that word that's now, buzzwords, they come in and they buzz right out. They can buzz in and then they buzz out. And that was pivot. And you use the word transition. Women who are transitioning, people who are transitioning from one something to another, who probed and went inside and decided, well, this is good, but there's something else I need to be doing. I want to be doing. My heart, my soul, my core is asking me to do. So they're going into something, because you know what I'm thinking, Elle, and then I love your comments and remarks about this, because this is really, we are entering a whole new age. It's a new visionary kind of vitality that's coming aboard, and we're all on board. How are we going to ride out into the sunset? That's the question. And if we don't know who we are and what we're all about, we're going to have a lot of issues. That's why the group that you've put together and all the other groups that we're associated with, you mentioned that word partner, collaborate, win-win for both. It's going to become more and more of that. That's why what you're doing has to be celebrated and applauded every day, every second, because we as women, we've got to go in that direction. The universe is calling for us. And I always say she, Elle, she's calling for us.
I love it.
I love our men. I have, for me, and I'm sure you, the best hubby in the whole world, but yet, we laugh and joke, but the universe is calling for more heart-centered leadership.
Yes.
This is an organization that you put together, this networking group. I say bravo to you and good for you. What would you say would be something that if you could just give it away, what would you give to women today that would be the number one thing that would help to give them the core of what they really need? Now that's kind of a tricky question, but I know you have the answer. What is that one thing? I'll say this. One of my many, many mentors, Maya Angelou, said, and I know you've heard this, that all of us, she didn't say it this way, but all of us, when we accept and embrace courage and step out of the fear into the courage, because the fear is going to be there, that's when we begin to rise and to soar. So my question to you is, what would you give to women without question that would give them the ability to soar?
Such a beautiful question. Such a beautiful question. And I love how you said, she's leading, she's going.
Yes.
I love the feminine energy.
Me too.
And I think the world is ready for it.
Yes.
And I love, and I completely agree with you. And we love our men, of course. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but I think the world and the universe is ready for the energy that
exactly we've been for it. Yes.
Yeah. And one thing I would want to say to answer your question, I just say, and you mentioned courage, and I love that quote, by the way, but being trusting herself. I think that's one. Trusting that we all have the voice, and women, by the way, we have such a strong intuition. Yes. And sometimes we tend to ignore it. Sometimes we tend to, it's just, it's our mind seems to interact, or, but if we listen to that, we have all the answers already within us, and we just need to trust it. And I think more women, as we are leading, as we are growing, I have 2 daughters myself, right? As we give example to this growing generation of women coming after us, we have to show them that it is just trusting herself, walking in her shoes, and it's good enough. And it's enough. And
Elle, you could not have helped me to end this part of our interview on a better note, because what you said aligned with courage is the cat's meow. That's it. I'm going to ask you to step into the green room for just a brief second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with you in just a second. That was absolutely yummy. I loved it. Thank you. What can I say? Her answer to that question, which was a little convoluted, was spot on. And that's what we're all about. I get so excited. I love working and being around women like Elle and our Katerina that she mentioned, and so many others that I've met, because they're inspirational, they're inspiring, and they come from their core, the soul, their heart, to connect with us. I'm asking you to connect with me two ways here. They say don't overload, but that's kind of my style. Join me on Thursday, this Thursday, the 24th, for my workshop. It's a free workshop. And here is where you're going to go and click. I'm everywhere, and join us. And if you can't be there, register anyway, and you'll get the recording. That I was finally able to get through for you. And also, I'm going to ask you as well to join my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Women of the World Network, you go and join there as well before we end here today. And join my group because you'll be notified of all the different things that we do here. And we have so much in the hopper that we'll be putting into place for you very, very soon. And you'll be notified every month, the third Thursday of the month, to join for a good workshop that we do, and we talk about everything. And also bear in mind that it's your group. You are the leading lady, just as Elle said. That uniqueness and everything that you need is right there inside, and all we're doing is helping and supporting you and guiding you to the discovery of that. That's already lying there. It might be dormant, but it wants to be awakened, and that's what we're going to be doing. Pop in the word biz, B-I-Z, and then you'll be delivered a great little free booklet that gives you lots of tips and tools. And again, join me on the 24th for this workshop. And I'll put something else up that you can find that. I'm going to get back to Elle now, because the way that she ended with the comment that she made and the answer that she gave me is so spot on, because that speaks to a lot. So let's go back and talk with her about that. And Elle, what I want to do now is mention and talk a wee bit more about what you ended with. And this was really very powerful, because we've all heard this. You know how we all hear things and we see things and we know it, but somehow the implementation of it or the acceptance or the embracing of it is different. What you said is so true. I'm beginning to discover this for myself. It's all lying there. It might be dormant, but it's there just waiting for you or someone to awaken it so that you can sprout into your greatness. So what you just said is spot on. And this, did you have in your dream a seed that came to you that said we needed a Women of the World network, and you decided, I want to gather women together so that we can be more united and connected? Yeah.
I guess I did.
There was a seed somewhere that gave you that, you know. And you mentioned you have two daughters, and I love hearing that, because your generation, my generation, ahead and behind, we are the women who are going to be the gatekeepers for all the women who come after us. And it is our time. So when you say you have two daughters, you're giving them what they need so that they can blossom. Maybe sooner than me, you, others, but they'll know that it's their time and they can be whoever and whatever they choose to be. I just think it's fantastic. Tell us a little bit more. I know that you have done a lot of things, and you've also, didn't you write a book?
We did, yes. So we're actually working on our second edition, but the anthology book is one of our programs in the community of Women of the World. And the first edition, we had 19 stories from 13 countries represented on different topics, but just amazing, powerful stories of struggle, character, achievement, overcome. We have achieved the #1 international bestseller in 9 countries with that book earlier this year. So I'm very excited. I'm very honored to be introducing that to the world. And I'm also working on the second edition of Women of the World. We're going to be talking about, this time will be how to be on your mission, a life recipe, basically, compilation of life recipes and cooking recipes together. So it will be very diverse book of recipes and background stories. So I am excited about this one. I think this will be a great one as well. And that will be published next year. So we are working on that one right now. It's one of our programs in the community as well.
When that time comes, we'll have to talk further, because I have a great outlet for you to be able to promote and produce that book further than it's probably allowed to go now. You know, I know that The Art of Feminine Marketing, Break Free to Brilliance, I love that title. That's really something. That's the show that you were on, The Art of Feminine Marketing, Break Free to Brilliance?
Mm-hmm.
Great show, great title, great name. Here's what I want to share with you, because we talked about Women of the World, the network, and what it's about, and all the wonderfulness that you're offering. But what you ended with, for me, and I love it, because there's also that humorous side of me that people don't get to see that often. You said that you love coffee, shoes, beaches, fashion, and ballroom. You got a lot of things that you love there. And I love that you do, because as much as we love what we do and we have the passion and the heart for it, there are also those other fun things that you enjoy. How did the ballroom dancing get into that? I love that. You know why I love it, Elle? Because I'm probably the only Black woman in the whole universe that can't dance, but I love to try. I get out there and I attempt it. Where did that
Oh,
come in, the ballroom dancing?
yeah, I love ballroom dance, I love what you do, Joy. You do everything with style, and you help women, and style in the bigger word, it can be applied to so many ways, like you said. So I
Yes.
just love, and I remember our conversation Clubhouse when we initially connected, and I just enjoyed it so much because I love style and but the ballroom dance, I used to do it actually when I was in college,
Ah,
and I took professional dance classes, and I used to do professional dancing back in college, and then I left it for a few years after. But I still, to this day, this is my most favorite exercise, and one of my passions is also holistic health, and that pillar on the emotional and the whole holistic. I believe if we do or exercise what talks to our soul, which for me it's ballroom dancing that I truly enjoy. No other exercise does it for me than the ballroom dance. And I always, when I talk to women, I always tell them, when we have that one thing that just makes our heart sing outside of business, outside of family, but something that we do for ourselves and maybe by ourselves or away from everything else. That is so key, because that's where we're fully fulfilled, and that's, just fills our cup, right?
yes.
And for me, that's ballroom dancing for me. And, I am so happy that everything is opening up. I can go back to it now.
No, I know. Elle, you and you mentioned so many words that words are powerful. And it's not to impress people, but it's used to express what's in your heart, what's at the core of you. And you mentioned that the health of ballroom dancing, the soul of ballroom dancing, the spiritual aspect of ballroom dancing, what it gives to you. And as much as we're passionate and gung ho for what we do and what we love, if that spirit, that soul, and that passion, that core that doesn't lift and lighten you up in a way, in different ways, it's not any good. And we all need something like that. And we
Yeah.
all have spiritual tied and connected to the soul. To me, that's everything. That integrity that goes with
Yeah.
the soul and the spirit and the core of you connected. And you just spoke to that beautifully, because every skill that you develop or every talent that you develop gives you something that you need to nourish your soul and the essence of who you are. So I got that. Really beautiful. I don't know why the time here flies quickly, but it does. But before we say, we have a few more minutes, tell us what it is, the ultimate aim and goal that you want for the Women of the World Network. You want to take it global, and I know that you're starting in Russia and you're going to take it into European countries. And you want this to be what? So that women all over the world will connect and share and exchange and collaborate, right? So give us a little bit more about your ultimate aim and intention for what you want with this group.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely connecting women from all over the world, no matter the distance.
Yes.
The world is getting smaller, right? Because of the technology, we all connecting more and more with each other. And
Yes.
it feels we are closer than it used to be. And so definitely connecting women from all over the world and creating this international global community where women also know when they travel somewhere to the country outside of US, any country in the globe, they know there is a local chapter there, Women of the World. They know that those women are trustworthy, authentic, beautiful women they would want to connect with, talk to, and build partnerships if they need to, build business partnerships, or just make a good true friend with and connect. And that's what it is about. And so I want the world, when they hear International Global Women, I want them to right away know of Women of the World Network.
I think that's great. You know why, Elle? Because that connects to hubby and I were, until this pandemic, extensive travelers. And there's nothing more embracing, heartwarming, and all the other good stuff is when you're in a country where you're able to connect to someone who is there, who can give you the lay of the land, share with you, blah, blah, blah. So what you're doing with this group, I think is absolutely phenomenal. And I haven't joined, but I'm going to honor to be a member and a part of the group. So I thank you for that. I really think it's great. I want you to know that any and every endeavor that you take off to do, I'm at your side in any and every way that I can support you, because I'm all about supporting women to rise, to be all that they can be. That's what we're here for. Now is our time. We all checked in to be here at this time. So here we are. So it's a pleasure to meet and to share and exchange with you. What parting words do you want to leave us with? Whatever it is, the stage is yours.
Joy, thank you so much for having me today. I always enjoy our conversations, and when I say it, I truly mean it. I always enjoy talking to you. I enjoy sharing with you. I love your heart, I love your energy, and I love what you do as well. So thank you for having me on your show today. You know, in our community, we say the word wow, women of the world, short for wow. So we share wow stories, we go on wow retreats, but I also love to say, you know, never forget how amazing, wonderful, and wow woman you are, right? To all the women out there, just remind yourself how amazing you are every single day when waking up and going to sleep. It's simple, but it's so profound if we just make it a habit, you know, and because when we are raising ourselves, we're raising other women with us, you know, rising, one of my favorite quotes, rising tide raises all boats, right? And so that's what we are here to do. And I, again, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for being here. I've been scrolling across, and I will continue, as I say, so long for now, everything so that people can connect with you. Elle, everything that you gave me, I send right back to you. It was my pleasure to share time and space with you. Stay in the green room, and I'll be with you in just a moment or two. So long for now. And thank you.
Thank you.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure. I'm going to, as I speak to you, scroll across her email and her website, because I do want you to connect with her. And let me just say this. I want to meet you on Thursday at 4:30. I'm going to make sure that the link is here so that you can register. And the way that Elle ended is my sentiment exactly to the letter. We are all here to support each other. There is no more nonsense. We are here to gain and rise with each other and to support. And that said, I can't wait to meet you one-on-one. There's so much in the hopper for you. I want you to join the Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies Facebook group. And if you can join right here and now, Elle's group, Women of the World Network.com. And together we do what we have to do. Give more of the heart, core, the soul, and the essence of who we are, and to the power league that's operating now. It needs more women who are heart-centered in their leadership, which simply means that we can tap dance on either side and come to a mean and a middle. That's what it's all about. It's just that simplistic. And that's what she said. So may I say, it's always good to be with you. I enjoy your company so much. I can't see you, but I feel you, and I know that you're there. And I'm wanting you to connect with Elle, and I can't wait to meet you one-on-one. Be and stay well. I look forward to seeing you soon, like tomorrow night. All the best. So long for now. Cheers.